There's no doubt about it. We are in a full-blown AI revolution. I mean, businesses everywhere are racing to get a piece of the action, totally transforming how they work and what they create. But, this huge shift has also opened up this massive gap, and with it, a really critical new career path for anyone who can bridge it. So let's break down exactly what it takes to be that bridge. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to look at the sheer scale of this AI gold rush. Then we'll dive into what an AI consultant actually does, the kind of unique skills they need, a step-by-step roadmap to become one, and finally, we'll take a peek into the future to see where this is all headed. Okay, so just how big is this opportunity we're talking about? Get ready for this. The global market for AI consulting is on track to hit a staggering $90.99 billion by 2035. That's not just, growth. That's an entire new economy being built, literally right in front of us. And it's not just how big it's getting, it's how fast. The market's expanding at a compound annual growth rate of over 26%. Think about that for a second. This isn't some slow burn. It's a flat-out explosion in demand for people who know how to help companies figure all this stuff out. Which naturally brings us to the most important question, right? We have this incredibly powerful technology, and we have billions of dollars being poured into it. But who's the person in the middle? Who's the one making sure all this AI actually solves real-world business problems and, makes all that investment worthwhile? Well, that person is the AI consultant. They are that crucial human bridge, connecting the super complex world of algorithms and machine learning to actual, tangible business strategy. Think of them as a translator and a strategist, all rolled into one. On one hand, they speak the language of data scientists and engineers, the technical stuff. But they also speak the language of the CEO and the boardroom. Their core job is to take all that amazing AI potential and translate it into a clear, actionable plan that actually moves a company forward. So what does that actually look like day to day? Well, it's a full cycle role, really. They start at the very beginning, figuring out what a business actually needs, and then building the strategy. From there, they're managing the project, guiding the technical design, and then, at the end, they make sure it's used ethically and train the staff who'll be working with it. I mean, they're involved from start to finish, the whole shebang. Now, as you can probably guess, this kind of role demands a really unique, hybrid skill set. It's not enough to just be a tech genius, and it's not enough to be a business whiz. You've got to be both.
It's all about this fascinating balance, really. On one side, you've got the hard technical skills, deep AI and machine learning knowledge, programming in Python, being comfortable with cloud platforms. But just as important on the other side are the soft skills that make it all click. Clear communication, storytelling, strategic problem solving, and just plain good business sense. It's that rare combination that makes a great AI consultant so valuable.
Okay, so how do you actually build a profile like that? I know, it might sound a little daunting, but there's actually a pretty clear path. Let's walk through that career roadmap, step by step. It usually starts with a solid education, maybe a degree in something like data science. But then comes the part that is absolutely crucial, getting hands-on experience. You have to build things, work on real projects. And while you're sharpening those tech skills, you have to be just as intentional about developing your business and consulting skills. After that, getting some industry certifications can really validate everything you know. And finally, you just start doing it, whether that's at a big firm or on your own, and you start building that all-important track record. And yeah, speaking of certifications, here are a few that can really make your resume pop. You've got platform-specific ones for Azure, Google Cloud, or AWS, or you could go for a more general one like the Certified AI Practitioner. Either way, these are a great signal to clients that you've got a verified, up-to-date skill set. All right, so let's look ahead for a minute. This field is moving incredibly fast. So where are the biggest opportunities popping up? And what are the most important conversations we need to be paying attention to? So where is all this demand coming from? Well, finance and banking are leading the pack, making up over 22% of the market. They're using AI for everything from spotting fraud to customer service bots. But right behind them, you've got manufacturing, healthcare, and retail, all industries being completely reshaped by this technology. But, as AI gets woven deeper and deeper into our lives, it brings up a huge, monumental issue. That old saying, with great power comes great responsibility, it has never, ever been more true. In fact, it might be the most important conversation happening in AI right now. And what that means is that putting AI into practice isn't just a technical challenge anymore, it's an ethical one. A good AI consultant has to guide the conversation not just around what can be done, but what should be done. They're really on the front lines, making sure this stuff is built and used responsibly. To tackle this head on, big consulting firms like KPMG have actually developed frameworks to help. Their 5 pillars of ethical AI give us a really clear way to think about these challenges. Things like how will it change the workplace? How do we set up oversight? How do we fight bias in the algorithms? And how do we make sure people understand how these systems work? It's all about transparency. This quote from IBM's former chief economist just nails the core issue we're all facing. It really is a race between the automation that's happening and the new jobs being created. It's all about the balance between those two. And AI consultants, they're going to be absolutely essential in helping companies navigate that transition for their people. So there you have it, the role of the AI translator, that person who's part strategist, part ethical guide. It's set, it's here. Businesses are desperately looking for people to help them navigate this revolution. The only question left is, will you be one of them?